here for a lifetime underneath the moonlight. Cause I don't want us to go. No, I don't want us to go. Yeah, you could be my lifeline, you could be my sunshine. In a world so full of pain, can you make it go away? Used to be so sad that love was lost, but now it's here to stay. Yeah, I used to be uncomfortable, but look at me today. Never thought I'd find someone like you, someone to show the way. But now I know you're the answer to my prayer. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I'm sorry for the burden, sorry I was hurting, but my scars are almost healed. Yeah, my scars are almost healed. Yeah, I'm feeling like a child now. Everything's alright now, and it's all because of you. You made the flower in me bloom. Used to be afraid of everything, but now there's no more fear. Yeah, I used to let nobody in and hide my face with tears. But without of you as someone who can love someone like me, but I was wrong, baby, now I believe. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, yeah. I believe in you and me, you and me, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Welcome to the Danae Show. I am Danielle Danea, aka Danny Danea, and I've got a lot to say. So let's get into it. Michelle Obama is full of it when it comes to how the way she addressed, divorce rumors happening. Let's talk about it. So, you guys have seen that Michelle Obama, has been a topic of conversation because she didn't attend a lot of major events that happened earlier throughout the year. And it caused people to speculate or ask questions about, the status of her marriage to former President Barack Obama, understandably so. When you don't show up as a unit, as unified at these major events, it makes sense for people to question it. But it's not just about, these people questioning it, because obviously people are going to, say one thing or another, have their opinion one way or the other. It's how Michelle Obama addressed herself on this podcast. And I really want to speak about it, how she addressed this topic. she talks too much. I say this all the time in my shows. I think I covered it. Like, celebrities aren't as admired like they were like back in the 90s or maybe even early 2000s. It's because all celebrities talk too much nowadays. And it's just like, we don't need to know this, that, and the third. Like, especially things that should be private between you and your husband, right? We don't need to know all the inner workings of your marriage. We don't need to know. You don't have to give us a reason for everything. Now, certain things I think you should give reasons for, like why you didn't attend the inauguration, why you really didn't attend, not some BS reason, because that was bogus. But again, something so personal as your relationship with your husband and the petty rumors, but people understandably like have these opinions and started these rumors, but it's just like to give like I said, the details is just so unnecessary. So, yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Michelle Obama went on a podcast with a woman named Sophia Bush. She's apparently an actress. I've never heard of this woman before, but maybe I've seen her before. I don't know. And she goes on this podcast with this woman, Sophia, and talks about these rumors, like I said, but addresses the rumors that are about, her and Barack Obama seeming like they're on the verge of divorce. And stuff she says, I'll talk about the main points. She says a lot, but I'll get into what she mainly said. She said initially she started the response to the topic like, oh, she cares about education and she loves kids, and she puts all her time and energy into making sure she's attending events that are also all about education and all that other stuff. And it's just like, oh, that's great to hear. The one thing about the Obamas, they know how to pull on heartstrings. They know how to speak. I've noticed that as of lately, like really, really more, because when President Barack Obama first got elected, right, in 2008, I was a kid, I was 10 years old. But as I've gotten older in politics, I'm noticing even when, they were speaking a lot during, Trump's run and Kamala Harris's run, and I noticed they love to say certain words that they know will get people to be like, "Oh," or to relate, and a lot of the times it's to negate what the real issue is, the real topic is of discussion, and it's genius. But for somebody that's super smart and super to pays attention to that BS and can spot it in an instant and look past that and look toward a real issue or a real topic, it's bogus. It's it's not it's admirable to the common person, but to me it's just very childish. It's like we're all adults here. Address topics spot on. Stop trying to soften people up and get them to respond to stuff that's not what we're here for, not what we need to discuss. So yeah, I'm over it. But again, like she starts talking about the education, how she loves that, and that's where a lot of she's bringing this point up to say that she does all this stuff for kids and for education, so that's why she might not attend an important event like a Clippers game or a game with her husband or President Carter's funeral, for instance. She's so occupied in these activities for people's education or women and children's education. So again, complete. I believe it to be complete bull crap. Got me cussing again. A little lower. Almost. I caught myself. It's a complete bull crap. Like again, if you really wanted to attend these events and attend them with your husband, you would. So it's so funny. I was debating someone on Threads about this. I said, Michelle Obama, my tweet, I put it also on Twitter, or X, pardon me. And on Threads, I said that, Michelle Obama is the prime example, it's a perfect example as to why women shouldn't be in positions of power. And people are like, and I mentioned this incident, not her showing up to the inauguration for one. And people got this one person got so defensive and was like, oh, you don't know the true reason why she showed up. She could have been sick. She could have prior obligations. I'm like, no. Like, Hillary Clinton showed up. Since Hillary Clinton showed up, she can show up. There's no obligation that's more important than the inauguration. There's no way she couldn't have got out of it. This is former First Lady Michelle Obama. There was no prior obligation that would have been like, oh, no, you want to attend the inauguration? Oh, no, you can't do that. You have to answer to us first. Like, come on now, let's use our brains. You don't think Hillary Clinton has also obligations she might want to be at more so than an inauguration of somebody she ran against and lost to? But she was still there alongside Bill Clinton, her husband. She was there, and it's not, again, like, it's not about not liking Trump. You can not like something. The respect factor has to be there. The respect for yourself, for your union with your husband. Like Michelle Obama, and I covered this when the inauguration happened and we all learned that she wasn't showing up, right? There were all these rumors also about her not showing up, but she actually didn't show up. It's not so much of her just not attending a big old important event like this, which is a big deal, but also she wasn't just disrespecting the country, she was disrespecting her husband. She was disrespecting the Black community, which is way more important. Like, she gave off this, like, it was so crazy for people to think like her and Barack Obama were on the verge of, former President Barack Obama were on the verge of divorce because they're never seen out together. It's like, what? That's what typically happens when you see, we all saw it with kind of like J-Lo and Ben Affleck. When you saw them attending stuff separately, it typically sends the message that you're getting a divorce. You're not on the same page when it comes to things. You want to be away from one another. And that's what you did, Michelle. You were intentionally not standing beside your man, intentionally showing that you guys aren't a unit. And for the Black community, that is what other communities want so desperately, because when we're divided, we're less powerful, less impactful. And when the top of the people, like Michelle is at the top, at the highest point of the pyramid when it comes to, Black women, right? Being represented in these spaces, right? Everybody's admiring her. She has all these millions of followers, all these people who are influenced by her. And she's moving like she's just that chick down the street, down the block, having troubles with her husband now and not wanting to move how she wants to do, moving independently. And that's the problem. When you're married and you're a union, you don't move independently. You think about everybody as a whole, and you especially think about your man and how things look. Optics are everything. And you don't want anybody to ever look at your husband and be like, Michelle didn't show up to the inauguration when she was up with that. Like, you guys, what's going on? You don't ever want somebody to even play with your husband like that. Even think that. And the way they wouldn't think that is for you to show. Michelle has shown up for her man, regardless of how she felt, regardless of, if she did have prior obligations, regardless if she felt a little sick. And the fact that this person even used her possibly being sick as a point, like no, that would have worked if this was maybe one time. Again, this Michelle Obama did not attend multiple public events. She didn't attend President Carter's funeral. I'm saying that also to her not attending the inauguration. She didn't attend a Clippers game with Obama as well. She didn't attend an important dinner. Like, the list goes on and on. Nobody's sick that many times. That's not an excuse anymore. And even the sickest of people seem to always, like, if they really want to be somewhere, they still show up. You see performers all the time. When they're sick, they still show up for their fans. They'll still put on a show. They'll still go to a meet and greet because it's important to them. The bottom line is, guys, we don't have to know that. That was another point this person was trying to say. You don't know the exact reason. Okay, but we know what it definitely is not. And it definitely is not that she wanted to go but couldn't get out of stuff. It's like, no, and she was sick. Those are all BS reasons. Again, every time someone on the left or someone Black and delusional tries to, throw an excuse in there and like, you don't know, and try to just throw something in there to try to prove a point, it's easily debunked because it's just like, what? Like, put the situation on you. If you were sick but you really wanted to be somewhere, you'd figure out a way to be there. And it wouldn't be constantly, you wouldn't, these events weren't back to back. She had time to recover if she was allegedly sick. Like, let's be realistic here. Let's not try to use an exception as a rule to try to prove our point. You know she wasn't sick. You know she didn't have prior obligations she couldn't get out of. You just don't want to be wrong. And since Michelle Obama hasn't released or said anything specific as to why she wasn't there, she just said she wasn't there. I don't think, I might be wrong. Y'all, if you guys know, she released a statement saying the specific reason, the exact reason why she wasn't there, let me know. But since I can't, and since she hasn't, to my belief, and I can't say what it is specifically she has done, she specifically as to why, Lord, she didn't show up. Now other people can speculate and throw out all these crazy scenarios, and it's just like, oh no, I'm so over it. It's so tiring having conversations with stupid people because I really believe that is contagious, and I do not want any parts in that. I don't want it to get caught on me. That's a sickness that's hard to get rid of. I will say that's one sickness that is hard. Delusion, ignorance, stupidity. It's hard to break. It's hard to break. So, yeah, like I said, so initially she spoke about education. I think that was a way to deflect, again, on what the real issue was, the real issue is. And she also mentioned, like, when she says no to certain things, like people, she's talking about the general or maybe her employees. When she says people, I believe, she said people usually understand. She's like, I do so much, so when I say no to things, they understand. When she said that, I was just like... You know what I immediately thought of? I thought of back to Elena Cardone. And if you don't know who Elena Cardone is, she's the wife of billionaire real estate mogul Grant Cardone. And Elena Cardone has a podcast, and she also features on podcasts. And I remember she said this. She was like, that she got a lot of that she got a lot of pushback for. She said this, but I understood her point completely. She said, like, I don't tell my peasants, and she was referring to her friends. It's like, imagine telling your peasants about a queen's burdens or a queen's decisions. And it's like, they're peasants. They don't understand what you're going through. So again, Michelle Obama, of course, you know, if you're talking to peasants and they're like, I understand you saying no, because they're not in your position. Like, they don't know how to handle your position. So like, to Elena Cardone's point, it's like, why would I accept or take or listen to advice from people that are not in my position? And that's what Michelle is doing over here, like justifying, you know, peasants. It's justifying her, saying she's justified for saying no because peasants understand her saying no. It's like, they're not on your level. You're Michelle Obama. You can't say no to certain things. I'm sorry. That's what you signed up for when you married Barack Obama, and that's what it is. And Elena Cardone knows that, and you should know that. The fact that you don't know that is so upsetting. Because again, this is a black woman that is admired by so many other black women. And it's like frustrating because so many other races get it, but it's like, why can't we get it through our heads that we need to carry ourselves to a higher standard? When you are in your feelings about someone, when you don't want to show up to something, you have to put that aside. When you're freaking the former first lady of the United States, you got to show up. You got to endure certain hardships to enjoy comfort, to enjoy the utmost level of comfort. You don't have to worry about money ever, Michelle Obama, ever. And with that, you have to make sacrifices. You have to suck it up. You can't act like the normal girl down the street. You got to be strong. You got to push through it. And if you don't want to do it, file for divorce from Barack Obama and move solo. But stop moving solo while you're still married to him. That's the problem I have. Like, single people, you can move single all you want to. You're single. I mean, I can encourage you to not make certain decisions, not to sleep around with a bunch of people and all that. But I mean, you're single, so what more can I say? But the fact that you can't do that when you're married. You can't do that when you're married. Michelle Obama is the first. Do you guys know that Michelle Obama was the first former first lady to not show up, pardon me, to the inauguration? There has never been a first lady or president that didn't show up with their spouse, ever. There wasn't a president that didn't show up solo unless he was not married. There has never been a married couple show up without one spouse. Michelle Obama, look at her making history, but making history in the worst way possible, guys. That's not a flex. That's not something to be proud of. I don't even know how somebody could say that's something she should be proud of. Oh, she's strong and independent. She stood on her decision not to go. Oh, shout out to Michelle Obama. Like, no. It's not cute to not show up for your man, show up for your country, show up for the Black community. It's not cute. Stop trying to make it cute. Stop trying to be understandable. Stop trying to say you understand something you can never understand because you are not in her position. You are a peasant. And people, why Elena Calderon got so much pushback for saying that? Because people thought that she was calling her friends peasants. Like, no, her friends are peasants when it comes to her relationship. Like, she's the queen of her household. So things they have to say, their commentary, their opinions on stuff are very minuscule, like a peasant is to a princess, right? Or a queen. Right? They can be cool, they can kiki. But when it comes to what you're dealing with, it's like, I'm not going to complain to you because you don't understand. Of course you think this is crazy and disrespectful, but you are not in the position I am. You don't have the eyes on you. You don't have the influence on you. You don't have the same type of money, the resources, all that. So no, I'm going to put your opinion aside. So Michelle Obama, stop being encouraged and thinking, getting your head all big because of you got the approval of peasants. That's not a flex. That's not a flex in any world. It's like, oh, a bunch of peasants love me. Da, da, da. And so many people in Hollywood run by that. And it's just like, that's not a flex. Get other queens to respect you. Get people who align with you, who are going through the same things like you, are in the same hierarchy as you to respect you. Now that's a flex. Other queens that are in high profile relationships are making a big difference, have men who are making a difference in the country, the men that are going down in history. Like a Grant Cardone, like my boyfriend Shannon Rawls, what's another power couple that has a man that speaks that I'm thinking? Like a PBD. I don't see his wife in it, but I don't see his wife in a lot in the media, but I'm sure she's very smart. JD Vance and his wife, gorgeous. I've seen her speak. Gorgeous. I don't know why I said it in the accent. It's just stunning. You could tell she has wisdom. Inner beauty, outer beauty. That's a flex. Get the respect of those type of people. And then you can say something. Someone commented said, PBD is dope. I like Aristotle and his wife. Yeah, PBD is dope. But gloating about people saying it's okay, they get like me saying no because they deem in their mind to be okay. Again, of course they will. Because they're quitters themselves. They say no all the time, themselves. So of course they're going to agree with you. Of course they'll be like, girl, they're in struggling relationships themselves. I'm like, girl, yeah, do you. Say no to your man. Woohoo. Be part of the sisterhood. Da 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 da. You have too much power, too much influence to be drawn into a sisterhood that is so detrimental to the Black community. You got to be above this. Then Michelle Obama further goes into an interview talking about, I was just a grown woman making my own decision. I just made the decision not to show up to the inauguration, not to show up to President Carter's funeral and all this. It's just like, girl, again, when you are married, you don't only make decisions for yourself, you make decisions as a whole. And the decisions you do make for yourself don't negatively impact your spouse. The decisions you make for yourself don't negatively impact other people. But it is. What you're doing is detrimental. And again, you talk to you all. Let's talk. It's like, I gotta compare it like this again to Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. The whole Monica Lewinsky thing, you guys know what I'm talking about. A whole scandal, a whole embarrassment for Hillary, and she still managed to show up next to her husband because she knows duty. She has principles. She sticks by them. It's a principle sort of thing. That's another thing I comment back to this commenter who was committed to misunderstanding me. He's like, I know politics, but you don't know principle. I would argue you don't know really politics either, but you for sure don't know principle. It's a principle. It's the principle of a thing to show up next to your man, united, when that has been a thing for years. It's principle to show up and pay your respects to a president that has passed away, that was respected by many. And even if he wasn't, it's a duty. It's a duty. And like I said, you signed up for this the moment you got, well, not the moment you got with Barack Obama, but the moment you got into the White House. People are like, all of a sudden, oh, she's out the White House. She's not the first lady anymore, so she doesn't have to do certain things. Neither is Hillary Clinton, and she still shows up. Are you kidding me? Every point trying to debunk my point, I can debunk so easy. It's like, huh? I'm a grown man, make a grown woman. That's nigga talk. I have to say, it's nigga talk. Like, I did what I need to do. Like, you never hear other races speaking like that. You don't. Like, really think about it. Look at other YouTube channels and, or just people on the internet. You'll never see an Indian woman saying, well, I do this for myself. I make decisions for myself. It is what it is. We got to get out of that mentality. We gotta get out of that mentality. And Michelle Obama having this mentality is so hard again because she's so in the public. Millions of followers. Millions of people listening to her every word. Saying that is cute. It's empowering. But it's not. It's the furthest thing from it. It's masculine and it's not attractive. And it doesn't get you anywhere long term. It really doesn't. Michelle Obama just lucked out marrying Barack Obama. And I don't believe she was always like this. When he got with her and they first got married, I think she was with his program and encouraged him to become a senator, and it also helped him become president. I actually really believe that. But somewhere in those 8 years in office and, raising the kids, she even said, she hated him sometimes. Again, speaking too much. Talk about how she didn't like her husband a lot of the time when they were in the White House. It's just like, why would you even say that? Hillary never said that. And she had her scandal was so public. Everybody would have understood if she said that. But she was like, no. Because there's no point, because I'm going to stick beside him. So talking crap about somebody I'm married. Again, talking crap about somebody you're married to just shows how much of a crappy person you are. It really does. Because you're married to them. If they're so crappy, aren't you crappy too? Because you have kids with him. You're legally tied to him. So Hillary was like, I'm not going to talk crap about somebody I'm staying with. How crazy is that? Why isn't that same mentality in the black community? Why isn't that same mentality the mentality Michelle Obama has when it comes to her marriage to Barack Obama? I later said in the back and forth I had with this individual committed to misunderstanding me, I said, this is the reason why Black people are the least respected, the furthest behind when it comes to advancing ourselves. It's because of the way we think, how we move, what we deem to be respectful, what we deem to be acceptable. That really isn't. It's all that. And that's why other races don't even want to be around us. It's just ridiculous. But there is one point that Michelle Obama made that I can understand, but it was a valid point, but it didn't go to the point that she was trying to make, right? Of her, as to why she wasn't attending certain events, as to, her reason. Like, she's just doing her own thing. She's not getting divorced from Barack Obama. So she said that women have a natural urge to want to please. Absolutely. We're nurturers. We want to give to our kids. We want to give to our husbands. The not toxic one of us, for the most part, there's a lot of selfish women out there that are very toxic and only care about themselves. But for the most part, women always want to give. They don't want to disappoint. And when they do feel like they're disappointed, we go that extra mile to make sure we make good. We make up for whatever thing we feel like we failed in. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she was saying that to a point where, she was always saying yes to doing things and always going to things she didn't want to. I'm like, no, that's your duty. That's different. That's so different. Pleasing someone constantly and degrading yourself in the process, that's a whole other type of story. That's a whole different story. Wanting to please somebody and not having a backbone, that's completely different. And that's not what you're going through, Michelle. So don't even try to make a statement that try to align it with what you're going through, and it's not the same. It's not the same. You shouldn't be pleasing your man by showing up to an important event. You should just be doing that because that is your job. Again, that's what you sign up for. There should be a respect factor there, absolutely. And the respect is pleasing to any man. If you ask any man, respect is the number one thing he wants out of a relationship. Absolutely. But it shouldn't be a burden to do what you sign up for. So don't even start. But we do have a natural nature to want a piece. So but it's like pleasing your husband is not a problem. It's when you're constantly trying to please people that aren't investing in you, that didn't sign up for, to constantly be pleasing. Again, but you're supposed to please your husband. You're supposed to respect your husband, make him look good. Right? So yes, I do agree with that. But again, not in the context that she meant it, not for what this example. She said when we go against, another point she made, when she goes against the norm or goes against what, people think they should do, it's condemned. And I'm just like, yeah. There's oftentimes in society, especially in the Black community, where, stuff gets condemned. Absolutely, that shouldn't be condemned. That actually should be admired. I speak about it at length on my show, those instances. But again, this is not one of those instances. You should 100% be condemned for going against the norm. And the norm for wives of former presidents is to show up to these types of events. It's to be united no matter what. Jackie Kennedy and her husband always were united when there was a whole Marilyn Monroe in the picture. Still, she showed up to the event, she cried, bawling her eyes out when her husband was unfortunately murdered. Because they understand the union and they understand a man's nature. Now, that's a whole nother topic. I won't get into that. there's a mutual understanding, there's a mutual respect there. And I really believe, I tell you guys all the time, yeah, Michelle Obama didn't give a reason as to why she didn't show up. And the reason is, she didn't give the reason. She knows how messed up it is. The real reason why she didn't attend all these events is because she does not like her husband. She does not like her husband. It's not her not liking Trump. It's not her about her. The speculations of her, like I said, we already know it's not because she was sick and had probably obligations. What people were saying also is because she didn't like Trump. She didn't attend the inauguration. It's like, if you like your man, F Trump. You're not worried about Trump. You're standing next to your man the whole time. That's all you're worried about, looking at him. You can endure not being around people you don't like all the time when you're with your man. Strongest of us can do it on our own. But if we really my point is, if you really liked your man, if you loved your man, it wouldn't have mattered that you hate Trump. Because the love for him would have been so strong, it would have overridden everything else. Overpowered everything else. She doesn't like nor respect her husband, and that is a major problem. Because again, all my points will come to one episode. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was talking about how that episode of Fresh and Fit, and they had that guest on and saying like women have to like their man more in order for a relationship to work. Yeah, because at this point, it seems like Barack Obama likes Michelle more. You notice that every time he gets asked about Michelle Obama, it's all positive. He's never said he didn't like his wife. He always said, well, maybe we're strong. It's always a polite, nice way of saying he loves his wife. Saying they're maybe going through things. I don't even think he said that, but I've never heard him say he did not like Michelle, like Michelle said she didn't like him. Because he is in love with that woman. But she is not in love with him the way he is in love with her. He likes her more than she likes her. And look at this. Prime example why it doesn't work when the man likes the woman more. So yeah, you going against the norm is a problem here. Like I said. Because this has been, women showing up for their men has worked since the beginning of time. Women have been all for their men. They end up living way easier lives. Not saying they don't go through hardships. Absolutely do. Life is tough. But when you have the top tier of men, you got to endure certain things. You do. There's the exception. You got to endure. Going to things you don't like. And that's the least of it. We haven't heard of any infidelity on Barack Obama's part. I don't think there is any, but there is, again, there's some empathy there, but not so much because you're dealing with, again, the 1% of men out there in the world. You had a former president, a man that was running the country and is black or biracial. Michelle, you lucked out. You know how many women would kill for your spot? And you're complaining about not liking your husband? You're complaining about divorce rumors? And you're doing everything to make those people say that? It's like, get over yourself. What? Are you kidding me? Something else that also came to mind, and I'm going to bring this to a close. That movie, The Family That Prays. When I mentioned the term, like, you have to endure certain things to enjoy these comforts. That's a quote, I might be paraphrasing a little, that came from The Family That Prays. From the super rich mother that had the son that was fooling around with Sanaa Lathan, but really had a wife, and the wife was coming to his mother, her husband's mother, complaining, right? And she was like, "Get over yourself. Why are you crying? You're a woman without a prenup. You're lucky. You're in a good position." He had one little fling on the side. Make your demands. He'll listen. That's another line. That's something I quote. I know. I am quoting verbatim. Make your demands. He'll listen and figure it out. It's like every other race knows how to move smart. We're the only ones out here moving dumb. And it's a problem. You're so full of it, Michelle. And I'm really hoping someone knocks some sense into your brain. Someone comes to your life and breaks it down the way I just did. Because if she continues speaking, which I know she probably will, saying them dumb-ish people, again, this is going to be so much of a norm that people are not going to know how to be in relationships at all, and it's going to be non-existent, and I don't want that to happen. We're already on the verge of that happening. I don't want it to be a universal thing. So again, guys, don't get it caught up in this drama. Don't get caught up in Michelle Obama and President Barack Obama's moves. They're both clowns in my eyes, but Michelle Obama the biggest one just because of this interview. Because there's a way to speak, and there's also, and I've said this before, there's a way to speak a lot and maybe say a lot without also saying a lot, without letting people know about your business in a negative light as well. Like, she could have went the Barack route and said what she needed to say about her relationships, but in a positive light. But she chose not to. She chose to be negative and play victim. I love, I care about education and I want to educate. Why don't you educate yourself? Educate yourself on how you need to move in this marriage in order to, really be as influential as you, really be as impactful as you can be, and respected as you could be. You can't help others until you help yourself, and you need a lot of help, Michelle. It's just my opinion. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, guys, please like this video. If you like this video, please comment always. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions, and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss an episode. All right, I love you. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos ganaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es intimidez. Como la ven, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no he hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás, y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos los 7 días de la semana. Te doy de mañana, mi consejo sabes que no es. Te doy el desquite, que me quites todas esas ganas que te tengo, mujer. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas. pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada.